Today on Mo-Power Garage, 5 tests to get the maximum performance and determine the health of your engine. Compression testing, leak down testing, fuel pressure testing, and then a combo platter of distributor, ignition timing, and vacuum. Thanks for joining us. I'm the Professor. Our first test is compression testing. This Hemi right here should have cylinder pressure somewhere between 150 and 205 psi gauge, and they should not vary more than 30 psi per cylinder. We've got our gauge hooked up. We've hooked up our remote starter switch to the S terminal and the B positive on the starter relay. We've got the carburetors propped open, although I don't think that's as important as everybody says it is, but we'll do it for this video. What we're going to do is get our first number and our fifth number. So we got to watch the first number and then the fifth number will hold, and we'll write down our pressures. So here we go. All right, our first number was 125 and our last number was 195. We'll write that down and we'll go to the next cylinder. Now, doing this test required that we had the engine warm. All the plugs were out so we could see if we have any blown head gasket and compression loss between cylinders. So we're on our last cylinder now. All the numbers look real good. Again, the first puff. So that one was 135 and 205. So our last cylinder was 205. So what we had when we look at all of our pressures, our first puffs were good. 125 was the lowest, 135 by a majority. And then 205 was the highest by 3 cylinders. And 185 on cylinder 2 was the lowest. We were within 20 psi between each cylinder, so this gets a check off. So our 75,000 mile Hemi has some good numbers. Well on the high end. Very, very pleased with that. With the plugs already out, we're going to continue checking the integrity of the cylinders. We're going to do a leak down test. Our compression numbers were outstanding, but we'll do a leak down test just to be sure. I've got this thing set up at 100 psi, regulated down with the regulator. Going to thread in the hose, bump the engine over until it gets to top dead center. Going to put my thumb over the end, and when the pressure builds, psst, 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 that's going to be top dead center or close to it. I'll hook this thing up, plug it in. If the engine rotates, I wasn't at true top dead center. If it stays at it doesn't rotate and stays at top dead center, I'll read my leakage. With my thumb on the end of the hose that's in cylinder 1, I'm going to bump the engine over. If during any of these compression tests or leak down tests your cranking speed drops, you can put a battery charger on the battery. So here we go. Did you hear some pressure build up? Now I'm going to hook up the gauge and see if the engine rotates or doesn't rotate. The engine rotated on me, so it went backwards. All right, we're all hooked up. I regulated down to 90. I was at 100, but I brought it down to 90 because we couldn't stay consistently at 100. And we're reading about 87. So 90 is what's going in, 87 is the leakage. So we're looking at about a 3.4% leakage on cylinder number 1, which would be excellent. I don't know if you can hear that. It's coming out the crankcase, but that's a good number. Not disappointed with 3 and some change percent leakage on a 75,000 mile engine. We worked ourselves all the way around to cylinder number 8. And this cylinder, very similar to the others. Let's regulate this down properly so that we're at 90. We're sitting right around 86. did our numbers and wrote them down. Cylinder 1 was a 4% with rounding, 3%, 4%, 4% for the driver's side bank, 6% on the front cylinder number 2, 4%, 3%, 4% on the passenger side. So again, some really good numbers. The 6%, this cylinder's down just a little bit, but it's really strong still. So overall, we have a really excellent engine. Leak down's good, compression's good. Let's move on to the next test. The next test we can do is fuel pressure. What we've done here, had to get the fuel injection pressure tester out because my carburetor pressure tester gauge needle wasn't moving today. So this reads from 0 to 100 rather than 0 to 15. So the resolution's going to look like the pressure's low, but we'll be able to read the number just the same. To set this up, I had to bypass the distribution block, and I ran the fuel line from the fuel vapor separator to the T for the gauge, and then to the rear carburetor, the one with the choke. And I'm getting the pressure reading. I could swap and do the front carburetor as well, but I'm not doing them at the same time. I'm looking for 7 to 8.5 PSI at 500 RPM. And as you can hear behind me, the engine RPM is low. As you can see, the metal line coming up from the fuel vapor separator, we worked our way in, put our T in for the gauge, and then we go to the rear carburetor. So we've got this thing set up. We're running at 520 RPM according to the tachometer. So the RPM is low and close to the target window. Now you can see on the gauge, although the resolution's a little small, we're reading about 8 PSI. According to our factory information, this is from Sun, we're supposed to be somewhere between 7 and 8.5 PSI at 500 RPM. The last test is a combo platter. We're going to use the timing light and a vacuum gauge at the same time. So we've got the car idling in gear, and we're going to get our RPM, which is pretty much around 670 RPM, 665, and then we're going to get our vacuum. Right now it's bouncing around 13 inches. So let's see what our timing is and go from there. It's probably very difficult to see on the camera, but we're sitting at 14 degrees of initial or base timing. And our vacuum is bouncing around 13.5 inches. And that's pretty much optimized. Now that we've got our 14-degree base timing, let's see what our total timing is without the vacuum advance. We've got 32 degrees of full advance, and it was all in by 2,000 RPM. Now I've hooked up my vacuum advance with a T so we can watch on this gauge the vacuum advance come in. So I'll rev up the engine and we'll see what the timing is. With the vacuum advance, 49 degrees of total timing. If you look, that's our inches of vacuum while we're idling in neutral. Here's our vacuum advance. Right now we don't have any, but when I rev up the engine, see it's already starting to come in. I could plot all those points. I have them all plotted. That's adding vacuum advance. So So our vacuum advance is operating properly as well. If you enjoyed today's content about compression testing, leak down testing, fuel pressure testing, optimizing your ignition timing, and monitoring for peak vacuum, then check out Mopower Garage's other 9 videos. Be sure to check with us next week for another video. Until then, I'm the Professor.